Hey, what's going on, everyone? Swinging Bull here with PB Alerts, and welcome to the earnings stream. Today we got the big dogs, Tesla and Google. So let's see what how their price is going to react. Google had a little bit of volatility going into the close here. Go over here to Webull just for a second. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. Big thunderstorm over here by my office, so I'm hoping I don't lose power or anything like that. But so I had some volatility. What's up, Gabriels on Discord? So Google had some wiki flickering candles right before the close, but here we go. Google's data is supposed to come in right at 4 p.m. Eastern, and Tesla's at 4:05. So we should get Google's data should actually kind of be out. Let me check real quick. Okay. GOOGL. These are the A-class shares. All right, let's take a little look here. Google so far is getting a positive reaction. They're up 34 cents in after hours. I wouldn't even call that the reaction. Okay, let's take a look. Let me refresh my other screen and we'll see if the data's out. Because that, from what I see, they're supposed to report right at 4 p.m. Okay. I got Tesla on my other screen as well. Okay. Let me just scroll down a little bit and look at a few things. Okay, so Tesla's supposed to be at 4:05 p.m. Eastern, and their forecast EPS is 29 cents, and forecast revenue 22.6 billion, and forecast EPS for Google is $2.15. All right, let's go back to the sticks here and see if we're getting anything. Yeah, still not really getting a move at either one of these. I mean, Tesla's kind of down a little bit in after hours, but let me go. Yeah, let me just. Okay, we're getting the reaction on Google. Finally, geez, took a minute for investors to digest everything, real quickly and make a move. Getting a solid positive reaction. Let's see if it holds up. Google closed the regular session at $190.36. And they were down 0.5% today. And let me just take a peek real quick on the other monitor. All right, let me actually type this out another way here. So I'm still not seeing any results. Let me do something else. Okay. Let me leave the L out of it. All right, so I got the results here. All right, looks like Google did top estimates. The EPS came in at $2.31, and the revenue 96.43 billion. The estimate for the revenue was only 93 billion. So double beat by Google. Go over here to the comments here. Got salespeople on Kick trying to sell me stuff. I don't blame them. All right, so, and they did pull a net income of 28.2 billion. So initial reaction positive, came all the way back down. So wondering if they decreased guidance or something. It's just getting a negative reaction now. All right, let me go back. So I got the Google data on the bottom of my screen. Yeah, SPY hit 635.40. That's crazy. Look at that. It's off the volatility. That's because of Google. So Google had popped up. SPY went along right with it. Let's go back to the sticks on Google. All right, so it is turning into a negative reaction. Let's see if it finds a bottom. Tesla Their earnings data should be out any second now. All right, I'm actually going to post this from Evan. This is a better printout of the data, if you will. So let me just post that. There we go. Okay. So again, just a little summary on Google. The EPS came in at 231, 2.31. The expectation or the forecast was $2.16, so they beat EPS. And revenue came in 96.4 billion, and they beat the forecast of 93.7 billion. So double beat on Google, but it is getting a negative reaction. Let's look at the year over year, quarter over quarter numbers. And we're going to go back to Tesla here in a second because they're starting to catch a bid a little bit. Not really, up like $1.50. Okay, so for Alphabet or Google, they beat EPS by 5%, beat revenue by 3%. Now the year over year, EPS is up 22% and revenue is up 14% year over year. EPS was down 18% quarter over quarter, so that might be something troubling investors right now. Revenue up 7% quarter over quarter. It's a nice little graphic there to share with everybody. And Google is selling off now. I'm assuming it's taken. SPY's still kind of hanging out up there. Yeah, Google's down 2.5% in after hours. It's almost $5 a share. Tesla had some buying on Tesla just now. Let me see if their data's out. I'll get that for everybody. And the actual earnings web calls with the CEO and upper management. We'll find out what time those are at. It'll be like 5 p.m. Eastern or something like that, but I'll find out for everyone and get the link. Tesla is in talks with Nevada about expanding robo-taxi to the state. Expansion happening fast. Let's see what else we got here. Kathy Wood has a price target on Tesla of $2,600 a share by 2030. Hey, you never know. 5 years from now. All right, let's take a look at a few other things. Okay, the data on Tesla should be out. Still waiting on it. All right, we'll go back to Google here for a second. There's a bunch of people on Twitter taking polls. All right, I'm going to pop over to Webull. So going into the earnings, Tesla had a trailing 12-month PE of 183. Wowzers. Nice and positive EPS of $1.81, $2.8 billion float. And let's go to the 1 minute chart. So it kind of topped out already, almost to 335 a share. It hit 334.99. Let's take a look at something else real quick. Let's see what's going on with the top out here. I'm just going to go, I'll go right here to here is probably good. Okay, actually, I'm going to put it on this candle here. It was right at when they released it at 4:05 Eastern. So it's pulling back. It's about 50% retraced that little pump it just did. Coming down. Okay, it's testing the golden fib. 61% retrace, 61.8% retrace. It's about 333 a share. 333.50 a share is probably what I'd call that. So got some volatility. There's flickering candles, had an initial positive reaction, and then now it's retracing a little bit. Let's see if it can find a higher low here. All right, Google's still holding with this negative reaction, so it hasn't bounced back yet. Looks like it might be trying to find a bottom, possibly. Okay, let's go here. All right, let me take a look. Let's see if we got anything else on Google. Okay, because Google did have a double beat, but they're selling off. All right, here's some stuff from Bloomberg. Alphabet sees fiscal year CapEx about 85 billion. They saw about 75 billion. All right. Also, the estimate on that was 73.3 billion. Okay. Alphabet Q2 Google search and other revenue 54.19 billion, which beat the estimate of 52.8 billion. Alphabet second quarter cloud revenue 13.6 billion. The estimate was 13.14 billion. Continue to see strong performance in YouTube. Okay. Here, let me just kind of pull this over so y'all see kind of what I'm looking at here from Bloomberg screenshot. Let's see, YouTube ads revenue 9.8 billion. That's up 13% year over year. The estimate was 9.5 billion. Google network revenue 7.3 billion. That was down 1.2% year over year. Did beat the estimate though. Google subscription platforms and devices revenue 11.2 billion. That's up 20% year over year. Google Cloud revenue 13.6 billion. It's up 32% year over year. Let's see here. Google services operating income 33.06 billion. That's also up. Number of employees 187,103 employees work for Alphabet. I didn't know they had that many employees. I mean, I figured they had a ton, but almost 200,000 employees there. So EPS and revenue beat by Google, but it did turn down sharply. And increasing investment in CapEx 2025 to about 85 billion. So not getting a good reaction from Google. Maybe it bottoms out and decides to go. Look at Tesla finally catching a bid. All right, let me delete this Fibonacci on Tesla because, wow, what a volatile stock, you know. Initial reaction was positive. Then it retraced 100%. Closed the regular session at 332.56. Ended up wicking down to 330.61. And now it's on the run again. So pretty volatile for Tesla. Lots of indecision, if you ask me. There's really no telling what this is going to do. Really no clear direction. I mean, I know it just had that nice green candle there, but it's working on a red one right now. Almost 3/4 the size of that green one. So yeah, definitely some back and forth action going on with Tesla. Who would have thought, right? Tesla's always known to have been pretty volatile stock, right? Especially more so this year with Elon Musk with the whole Doge thing, and investors are worried he's spending too much time in politics. And then he says he's done with Doge and he's going back to the companies to focus on the companies. And then there's the little back and forth shooting match with him and Trump when they were best friends, and then now they're not best friends anymore, and they're taking jabs at each other online. Just, I mean, who would have thought we would see anything like this, you know, in our lifetime? So living in some wild times, you know, everyone's got their popcorn out, just kind of watching the fireworks, really. But here goes Tesla. It's positive in after hours nonetheless. It's up a little over 1%, about $3.50 a share. It did hit a after hours high of 338.40. You go weekly chart, just see what's up. Yeah, I mean, they've been up here in the 400s up before. So you know, not really getting a big reaction, if you ask me. I mean, it's only up $3 a share. So there's just some indecision going on with the price action right now. Not really a clear winner as far as the buyers and the sellers go. Just want to take a peek and see what else is going on. Okay. Shai Bloor posted a nice update on Tesla. I'll post that here because I haven't posted the Tesla data yet. Credit up to my boy Shai. There you go. So sales came in 22.5 billion. Estimate was 22.6 billion. So it's barely beat that. I mean, that's more in line if you ask me. It is a tiny beat. They did miss EPS. EPS came in 0.40. Estimates 0.43. So just a very tiny beat on sales, and they missed revenue. So basically, the revenue came in line with expectations. All right, getting some mixed data on the EPS also. I'm going to go with what Shai says. We got some other people saying that EPS was in the 30s, but all right, here's a little graphic here I can share with everyone. This is from the earnings correspondent. EPS, again, basically came in line. Revenue beat by a little bit. See, the data is a little mixed between what I'm getting, but nonetheless, EPS is down 23% year over year. That's not too good. But Tesla's stock is up in after hours. I've seen stranger things. Revenue is also down 12% year over year. EPS up 48% quarter over quarter. That's pretty good on the shorter term looking view. Revenue up 16% quarter over quarter. So quarter over quarter numbers look great. Year over year numbers, not so much. My opinion is EPS and revenue came in line. You can argue about a beat, not beat, whatever, but they basically came in line. And we already talked about Tesla was in talks with Nevada about expanding the robo-taxi deal. Yeah, there is so many mixed messages on the info coming out right now. Some analysts are saying they double missed. Other analysts are saying it came in line. Some are saying they beat. That's how close it is. So I'm just going to say, in general, from a bird's eye view, it came in line. Right? We're not going to argue about who's right and wrong here. But I'm going to go with, and from Lux Algo, everyone knows Lux Algo. They're saying they double missed. So got mixed messages about whether they beat or miss, but nonetheless, it's pretty damn close. Where I would just say it came in line. So it's not really catching a bid. It's up a little over 1% now. It is really volatile. Your guess is as good as mine as what it ends up doing. But I don't think their earnings were anything amazing or fantastical. So now it's just kind of ping ponging right here in after hours, not really showing much of a move, if any. I say it's up a little bit, but just barely. They were basically flat on the day compared to yesterday's close. We'll go back to Google just for a second because it looked like they were trying to form a bottom. We go trading view actually. Yeah. Let's see if they end up forming a higher low or not. But if they did bottom out, it's going to be around 185 a share. So support level number one. My S1 for Google, it's going to be 185, of course. Basically an easy level to remember. Resistance number one, or R1, I'm just going to put that at probably 190. 190 looks good to me for R1. So those are my two levels for Google for the remainder of after hours. Let's see if they breach one or the other. Almost 4:20 p.m. Eastern. Let's find out when they're going to do their earnings calls, because this price action is just very, very sloppy. There's like not really a clear momentum, with the buyers or the sellers right now. I mean, again, it is up a little bit. I'm talking about Tesla. It is up a little bit, but just really, really sloppy price action. I would have thought it might have had a bigger move. When it does finally pick a direction, you're going to know it. I just don't think it's really picked a direction. Blue Brain on YouTube, what's going on? Hopefully you're having a good week so far. It's Wednesday. Got Thursday, Friday left to close it up. I was scalping SPY with the Discord today, and made some good money for the amount of time we were scalping, and we had a lot of fun. I've been crushing it on the wheel lately, man. The wheel has just been paying me dividends, figuratively speaking. But if you're running the wheel on a dividend stock, then not figuratively speaking. but it's been a lot of fun. Still got my JetBlue wheel going. I got some $4.50 covered calls deployed on that. Here I got this is one of my Fidelity accounts. I got 1,200 shares of JetBlue and got over $300 profit on the table. Only up like 6% on the position, but that position's going well. And I did have a wheel going on Mara. My shares got called away last Friday. I walked away with a juicy profit. So almost $900 profit. And then my shares of HimX. I don't know if everyone has traded HimX. It's a semiconductor company. They are located in Taiwan, so there's a little added risk there because of course it's a overseas company and they're not located local to our exchanges here in the U.S. Right? So there's always a little bit of added risk with companies located overseas and stuff like that. So. But nonetheless, I was wheeling HimX, ticker symbol HIMX. Check it out. Their financials aren't bad at all, and I made some decent money with them. I was selling the $9 covered calls, and of course my cost basis was well below that. And you can see, I mean, they've been on a sweet rally. I mean, a lot of stocks worth a damn have been on a pretty sweet rally since April, right? When that 20% market correction finally bottomed out. So most of the stocks that are worth anything fundamentally or financially, they're going to look similar to what HimX did from April. You know, just kind of a slow grind up from there. But yeah, we were willing the crap out of this, and my shares finally got called away on Friday at $9, and walked away. Had about a $400 profit on that one, so that was decent. But let me go back to Google here, just see if anything's going on. And then we'll figure out how to get to the earnings call and all that good stuff. Blue Brain, top channel. Thanks, brother. Always fun having you around and socializing and engaging and chatting and seeing how everyone's week has been going so far. And all right, so Tesla just keeps doing reverse Unos, don't it? Initial, to be honest with you, right at 4:05 Eastern. Let me go back to that candle. Yeah, right here. This is the 1 minute chart. So right here, 4:05. So initial reaction was positive, went to 335. Then it came all the way down to 330 and some change. Then it rallied all the way to almost 339. Then it came back down to 333, then back up to almost 339. And not, I mean, this price action is just nuts. That's how Tesla trades sometimes, you know? Very volatile stock with your boy Elon. And it just made a new low in after hours too. So investors are finally digesting this earnings data, and looks like we got some sellers here. Just curious what level 2 looks like. Yeah, it's probably going to be all over the place, to be honest with you. But obviously the sellers have the ball right now. Yeah, this is a tough one to trade, Tesla. I've done some spreads on it and been pretty successful at that. But the types of moves that it makes, anytime Elon puts something out on X or Trump talking crap about him or just whatever, you name it, you know, just all these shenanigans that you would think, what, you know, how is that so, how does that affect the stock price? Like you'd think it shouldn't, but that's just the world we're living in now. A freaking X post can change the stock like that, you know. And I mean, we're living in strange times, my people, and we just have to adapt and be able to evolve with the market. And like, especially when I trade spreads, when the volatility is real high, I try and keep my spreads as tight as possible. That way my protective leg will protect me more, right? When volatility is low, then I'll go ahead and widen my spreads a little bit. That's fine. But there's a reason why I do stuff like that, because we have to be able to adapt to market conditions and sometimes evolve into something new. And I mean, just look at what's gone on the first half of this year. What a wild ride. I mean, we went through, with all the tariff stuff that hit earlier in the year, around February, whatever. Everyone remembers that famous picture of Trump holding up the board, right, and listing out all the countries with what their tariffs are going to be. That's what started it all. And then we had to deal with the 20% market correction, and now SPY's at all-time highs. So talk about a roller coaster ride. I mean, almost everybody was feeling some very serious drawdown from February to April, and then now all of a sudden everyone's back green for the year. So it's been, what a wild ride this year's been, and it's been a great learning experience, especially for you newer traders out there. If you survive this, you're doing good. Okay, not everyone survived that 20% market correction. Of course, I'm real big on hedging my portfolio. That's all I was doing February to April, because I still had some longer positions that were taking a hit. Had some pretty good drawdown on them. And my way to defend myself is I started deploying put credit spreads on the S&P. But the bullish, I'm sorry, I started deploying put debit spreads, which would be like a SPY put debit spread is what I was using. And those, of course, are bearish trades. And I did quite a few of those. I was making some good money on each one. And that kind of helped stabilize my portfolio while that correction was going on, instead of just sitting on the sidelines and being like, what's going on? The world's going to end, and not doing nothing about it. I like to be proactive. So as soon as that tariff stuff started hitting, I immediately started hedging the downside, and I'm very glad I did, because now all the drawdown on my long positions went away. And then now my long positions are profitable, and then add up all the bonus money we made on the hedges. And it was just kind of a double win. At the end of the day, it was a double win, right? All right, so Tesla still making after hours low. It's down to, it just hit 326.12. Tesla was basically flat on the day too, by the way. Had a lot of volatility. It's so funny. It had a pretty significant range, from low of 328 and some change up to 336 and some change. So when I say it was flat on the day, I'm not talking about it trading sideways. I'm just saying, after all that volatility, all the ups and downs, it literally just closed the regular session pretty close to where it where it opened or where it closed yesterday. But that just tells you right there how volatile this stock is. All those fun and games and ups and downs and ping ponging in the rain in what, like an $8 range all day, and it ends up closing flat. That's why I've been doing a lot of scalping, because regardless if you bought a call or if you bought a put, both, and if you held that all day, both sides lost today on Tesla, right? But when I day trade in this environment, I'm not buying my trade in the morning and holding it all day. You'd be crazy to do that, especially getting beat up by theta and everything, just holding it all day. And so my go-to day trading strategy lately has been scalping. All right, in and out like a damn ninja. All right, and it's been working out very well, because a lot of the moves are sometimes so dramatic that even if you miss the first part of the move, you should be able to get a nice chunk of it. And a lot of times I do multiple contracts. So if I got 5 contracts and I get up like $20 0.20 a contract, it's a quick $100 and like quick time, you know, I'm down for that. And I just try and get in, get out, make as much money as I can. Try not to stay in the trades too long. And that's what's been working lately, as far as day trading goes. Okay, Tesla trying to find the bottom finally. It hit 326.12. Just printed 3 green 1-minute candles. So there are some buyers present. The question is, are there enough buyers to beat the sellers in this little earnings catalyst battle that's going on? Again, only down $3 a share. You know, I forgot to check what the expected move was, but it really hasn't made a move, if you ask me. I mean, it's only down $2 a share now. Okay, there's some buying activity right here. Order book is definitely stacked on the bid right now. So there is buying pressure. Support number 1 on Tesla, very easy, 326. Now, don't get so wrapped up about, you know, okay, so for example, the low on Tesla in after hours right now is $326.12. People get so wrapped up over like the 0.12, like, okay, my support's going to be 326.12, you know, like to the penny. You gotta make this shit a little more easier. Just call it 326. All right, it's 326.12 isn't some magic, you know, thing where it's going to bounce off that to the penny. Start using kind of like just like a tiny range. It'll help keep you more sane. So I like to, you know, like, okay, 326.12 is what it hit to the penny in after hours. I like to put a little cushion on it, you know, in case there's some sort of stop out hunt or something like that. But just call it 326. Make your life easier. It's a solid, easy level. And, you know, it's just things get a little easier when you stop overcomplicating things, you know. Okay, nonetheless, Tesla, this is the 1-minute chart, so I know it doesn't hold a lot of weight, but Bollinger Bands are way spread out wide because of the volatility in the beginning when the earnings got just announced just now. So not really too reliable on the BBs here, but I'll go ahead and hide those. I'll probably just look at this EMA here, my 21 EMA I like to use. So would definitely like the price of Tesla to get above that for me to have any sort of confidence that, okay, this is going to start in a reverse here. We're on to something. It's kind of playing with that level right now, isn't it? So kind of keep your eye on it, see what it does. But Google trying to make a higher low. Look at that. So Google sold off to 184.54. That was after having a positive reaction to 195 and some change. So initial positive reaction, then it sold off. Sellers took control at that point in time. Looks like it formed a bottom right around 184.50. And it's working on a higher low right now. It's trying to print the 5th green candle in a row here. So buyers are trying to gain some momentum. After it's quite a few more of these 1-minute prints, I'll probably switch over to the 5-minute. I'm just looking at the 1 minutes because, you know, the earnings data just came out. It's kind of all we got to go off of, right? So, but yeah, just look for higher lows on both of these and maybe they start going the other way. Let's go ahead and, okay, Lisa says, got to run, grabbing some tacos. Nice. I'm hungry now. Let's see when these earnings calls are going to be. It's a little after 4:30. All right, so I'm just going to, we'll do Tesla first. I'm just going to go to their investor relations page. I want to find out when their earnings web call is. And right here, right on the homepage. So cool. I'll just post this link here. And then there's a call to action button, a little hyperlink. This blue button here says listen to webcast. Let me post this link first. Give everyone a chance to screenshot it. This will take you right to the earnings web call. And let's see what time it is. Okay, they got a little countdown and everything. So they're saying it's in 55 minutes. All right, so that's 5:30 Eastern. So Tesla's earnings call Q&A webcast. It's going to be at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. We got about 55 minutes more to go. All right, so that's the deal with that. I put the link on the bottom of my screen for anyone that wants to get to the Tesla earnings web call. It's in about 55 minutes. Let's see when Google's web call is, and I'll get that link for everyone too, because I know people like watching those. I like streaming the earnings reactions, the stock price reactions to the data, and going over EPS revenue, that kind of thing. But I know the bread and butter are these earnings web calls. So I'm just going to go to Google right here. Here, I'll keep Google's price. Google curling up. Look at Google curling up, trying to get back to baseline. They closed the regular session 332 and 56 cents a share. They're trading just below, well, they're trading around 331.50. So they're down about $1. But that was after coming all the way down to 184. Oh, I'm sorry, let me go back here. Google closed the regular session at 190.23, and now they're trading at 190 now. So they are now they just turned green in after hours. I'm sorry, I had Tesla's price over there, and I was talking about Google. That's my bad. Anyways, let me find out when this Google's earnings web call is. So let's see here, right here, Q2. All right, and if you want to see the data straight from Google's, I should say Alphabet's investor relations page, right here, just click on that earnings release. But here's the webcast part, and it starts at 1:30 Pacific time. So this is actually starting at 5. Is it 5:30 or 4:30? It's starting right now, they say. So I guess we could watch a little bit of it if it's starting right now. Let me post the link so everyone else can get there. This is for Google. Okay.
Queries on search continue to grow year over year.
Can y'all hear that?
And our new AI experiences significantly contributed to this increase in usage. We are also seeing that our AI features cause users to search more as they learn that search can meet more of their needs. That's especially true for younger users. Let me go deeper on our new search experiences. We know how popular AI overviews are because they are now driving over 10% more queries globally for the types of queries that show them. And this growth continues to increase over time. AI overviews are now powered by Gemini 2.5, delivering the fastest AI responses in the industry. We also saw strong growth in the use of multimodal search, particularly the combination of Lens or Circle to Search together with AI overviews. This growth was most pronounced among younger users. Our new end-to-end AI search experience, AI Mode, continues to receive very positive feedback, particularly for longer and more complex questions. It's still rolling out, but already has over 100 million monthly active users in the US and India. We plan to keep enhancing the AI Mode experience for users by shipping great features fast. That includes our advanced research tool, Deep Search, and more personalized responses. Next, Google Cloud. We see strong customer demand driven by our product differentiation and our comprehensive AI product portfolio. 4 stats show this. 1, the number of deals over $250 million, doubling year over year. 2, in the first half of 2025, we signed the same number of deals over $1 billion that we did in all of 2024. 3, the number of new GCP customers increased by nearly 28% quarter over quarter. 4, more than 85,000 enterprises, including LVMH, Salesforce, and Singapore's DBS Bank, now built with Gemini, driving a 35x growth in Gemini usage year over year. Our models are served on our AI infrastructure, which offers industry-leading performance and cost efficiency for both training and inference. Along with our AI accelerators, we introduced new innovations in storage, including Anywhere Cache, which improves inference latency by up to 70% and rapid.
Yeah, I was just looking at some more of this Google data here on the side, and this might start trending, y'all. We'll see. It scooped up. There was a dip buy when Google came down to around 184.50. There was a nice dip buy there. You can see the bottom wicks. It's definitely making higher lows. Price is back above the 21 EMA. I wouldn't be surprised if it starts trending back up, but we'll see.
Streamline data pipelines and deliver more personalized customer experiences. Mattel is leveraging our Gemini-powered data agents and BigQuery to review and act on product feedback more quickly. Target is using our Gemini-powered threat intelligence and security operations agents to improve cybersecurity. Capgemini is utilizing our AI software engineering agents to deliver higher quality software faster by automating tasks from code generation to testing. And BBVA says Gemini in Google Workspace is saving employees nearly 3 hours per week by automating repetitive tasks. It's now rolling it out to 100,000 employees globally. We are also focused on building a flourishing AI agent ecosystem.
Google trying to make a move here during this web call. This is live too. It's going on right now.
In 4 months. We also introduced Agent Space, an open and interoperable enterprise chat, search, and agent platform. Gordon Food Service is bringing Agent Space to its US employees, which is enabling better, more efficient decision making. And over 1 million subscriptions have been booked for Agent Space ahead of its general availability.
1 million subscriptions. That's impressive.
Turning now to YouTube. Nielsen data shows YouTube has led US streaming watch time for over 2 years. A generation that grew up with YouTube on their devices is now increasingly watching their favorite creators and content on their televisions.
That's so true.
That includes billions of sports fans too. Globally, they consume more than 40 billion hours of sports content on YouTube annually. And in September, we'll stream the NFL's first Friday game of the season live from Brazil.
Wow.
From sports to shorts, we now average over 200 billion daily views on YouTube Shorts.
200
AI
billion
is helping
views
improve our
daily on
recommendations
YouTube
and
Shorts.
auto dubbing,
crazy.
which translates to better returns for creators and brands by dramatically increasing the potential audiences they can reach. And today we began rolling out a whole raft of new AI tools for creators on YouTube Shorts. Finally, YouTube continues to diversify its subscription options, recently expanding its premium light offerings to 15 new countries with more to come. And lastly, Waymo continues to scale and expand to safely serve more riders in more places. Last month, Waymo launched in Atlanta, more than doubled its Austin service territory, and expanded its Los Angeles and San Francisco Bay Area territories by approximately 50%. Waymo also launched teen accounts, starting with riders aged 14 to 17 in Phoenix. Overall, great momentum here. The Waymo driver has now autonomously driven over 100 million miles on public roads. And the team is testing across more than 10 cities this year,
all right, I'm
including New York and Philadelphia.
I think I'm good with that. I just wanted to hear a little bit of what he had to say, and some of the numbers he was throwing out there were really, really impressive. And you could see the stock price. This is GOOGL. Everyone knows there's two Googles, right? There's Class A shares and Class B shares or Class C shares. But the one with the L on it, that's the one that I usually watch and trade. This is the one that has the voting rights. But anyways, as he was talking and giving these very impressive numbers during the earnings web call, the price of Google's rallying. Basically, there's people getting more and more interested in it, and definitely got more of a buy side imbalance right now as I'm talking. You can clearly see that on the level 2, but yeah, it's kind of going back up to this initial positive reaction, 195.78, and it's on the way up, folks. So it's looking like a grats to the Google bulls. The earnings data is out. It's been digested. The earnings web calls going on right now. It's looking like investors are liking what's being said in the earnings web call, and there's investors piling into the trade right now. So looking good for Google. Tesla, unfortunately, is still down here. It's trading just $1 below where it closed the regular session at. So, you know, I would think that when the Tesla earnings web call goes down, that's at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. It may do something similar to what Tesla or to what Google's doing right now. You know, maybe it finally picks a direction. So maybe that's what the deal is with Tesla. Everyone wants to get to that earnings web call and to kind of see what's said, if they talk about any of the guidance or anything like that, their future plans, R&D, stuff like that. There could be finally get a move out of Tesla then, but that's not until 5:30. That's 45 minutes from now. So I'm not going to personally stream that. But you know, if you do, check the comments. I did post the link for the Tesla earnings web call, and I'll go ahead and put it back up there for everyone. That'll get you to the Tesla earnings web call. So take a screenshot of that. But yeah, that's really all I got for today. And again, my name's the Swinging Bull with PB Alerts. I do these earnings streams every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tomorrow, I believe Intel is tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just scroll over here. I think I might have just skipped it. Yeah, I think pretty sure tomorrow's Intel, so I'll go over that one. Be interested to see what that company has to say, because they've had quite a dramatic year themselves. And but yeah, Swing Bolt PB Alerts. If you're looking for a new home, definitely check us out. There's some links in the description. If you do join the Discord, tag me in the chat. I'll come by and say hello, and we can chat for a little bit. But yeah, hope everyone enjoys the rest of their night, and I'll see everyone in the very next stream. Cheers.